What's up, guys? I'm SaltEMike, and this is your Star Citizen Week in Review for April 14th, 2025. 4.1.1 is now in Evo with a ton of potential fixes, and the hotfixes on live have been rolling out. But was it enough? And the sneak peek actually has 2 sneaks this week. All that and more on today's Week in Review. And as always, if this is your first week in review, this is where I take all of the official Star Citizen news each week, put it into one video, and share some of my opinions about it. I also live stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/SaltEMike. Stop by and say hi. If you haven't yet, I really enjoy seeing you guys over here. But a bit of a slow week, so before we get into all of that, let me share with you today's sponsor. Thank you to Manscaped for sponsoring today's video. April is National Testicular Cancer Awareness Month, which is why I wanted to take a second to talk about men's health issues that are really important to me, and literally ones that I've lived. Manscaped just dropped a special edition bundle that helps support an amazing cause. The TCS Ball Hero bundle includes the Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra TCS Special Edition and the Special Edition TCS Boxers 2.0. First up in this bundle, we have the Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra TCS Special Edition trimmer. It has an exclusive purple design in honor of testicular cancer awareness, and trust me, this trimmer's next level. It features dual skin-safe blade heads, now accompanied by an updated trimmer blade and interchangeable foil blade for enhanced performance. The updated trimmer blade features longer, wider, and rounded teeth that cut through hair with ease. Then the foil blade is designed to leave you with that bare finish. And once you're done grooming, that's where the special edition TCS Boxers 2.0 come in. I love these boxers because they're super comfortable and they keep my boys cool. They have an exclusive purple camo look and they're designed for anti-chafing. Perfect for active lifestyles and high performance. And here's the best part. By ordering the Manscaped TCS Ball Hero bundle, you're helping raise awareness for testicular cancer. Every purchase helps spread the life-saving message. Get 20% off your entire order and free shipping when you use promo code SaltEMike at manscaped.com. Once again, that is 20% off plus free shipping with code SaltEMike at manscaped.com. And of course, guys, thank you for checking out the sponsors each and every week. You guys are really, really awesome for that. But with all that out of the way, let's get to those patch updates. All right, we start out on Tuesday where we had our first Evo Kadi 4.1.1. Now, I missed this one completely because CIG is a little bit all over the place with how they're handling these patches. They can't seem to make up their mind, one, because there was like an NDA on this one, but two, from what I saw, there wasn't even anything worth NDAing. It was mostly just bug fixes and a few small things. Basically, the patch went out too late for them to do any real testing, and they just kept it up for a few hours for stability testing. Don't really understand why they need an NDA for something like that, but okay. There were a ton of potential fixes. I think they listed over 100, but I have no idea how it really went, because again, how can you know if the patch is only up for a couple of hours? I usually find out a patch drop through my Discord bot because this was NDA'd. The bot never went off. So sorry for not actually being on top of it that day. But then on Tuesday, we also had a hotfix to live. The team threw the hotfix from the previous week onto the live servers. I know a lot of people were having a ton of crashes. So while it didn't fix the other issues around mining, which seemed to be the focus, and we did talk about last week, it probably made it to live because of the other fixes. This is where they started to investigate fixes for like landing gear. If you go anywhere, you see landing gear everywhere, and yeah, it can actually make you fall through the planet as well. Wednesday, we had more hot fixes going on. The main fixes were client crashes again, as a lot of people were having them, and they are still trying to fix cargo getting stuck on your cargo ship's grids. They're investigating mining nodes having issues, as we also stated last week. Thursday, another hot fix. Big thing here is they attempted to fix one of the more annoying bugs in the PU, and that's where you try to put something in your hand and it just doesn't go there. So you have to drop it and then pick it up and then use it. It's very tedious, very annoying, and if it's an important thing, anyone can just pick up that thing. Think Hathor keys, right? That you might want to use. And yeah, so when you want to use something, you should be able to use it. And you know, this, you may think other bugs are a priority, but this is a definite big one that needs to get fixed. And they're still trying to nail down that auto loading to cargo. Then Friday, they simply took the hotfix from Thursday and put it on the live servers again, assuming, again, mostly because of the crash fixes and less so because any of their potential fixes worked, because some of them just aren't, especially with eating and drinking interactions. Hopefully that one worked, but the only way to know that they're still broken is by playing a lot and having that come up. So it's going to take more than till now to know. Well, unfortunately, like, I've mostly been playing Evo, so I don't actually know that. So leave a comment down below and let me know if that one fixed the eating and drinking or keys or any interactions that you would have had to drop something. So let me know in the comments if that one was nailed down for you, I guess. And then Friday, we also had another Evo patch. This one I actually got to play. So they dropped a patch on Friday, and this time they put the focus of the patch in the notes and what is actually there. But they have this weird hybrid kind of thing of a bounty mission and a tutorial. There is a guide, and his name is Gilly. I'm pretty sure he was from the original tutorials back in the day. And it's weird. These are meant to teach people who already know how to fly to do bounties, but he only talks before the fight actually goes on. So he tells you kind of like what you're going to come up to. I think there is a significant lack in voice lines here for what is meant to be a tutorial type mission. So it lets you know, again, what you're about to encounter, but not really how to fight them as much. And I think this is the kind of cop out a little bit, where the mission is meant for people who already know what they're doing, they say. But if they did, they would just do bounties, right? Like the mission is already there for them. The varying level of difficulties is already there for them. So they should be, for the newer player, these in particular, and I think explaining like what a pip is, how to lock onto a target, and things like that are kind of what you would want to see from these. Now, again, this is Evo Kati, so those voice lines may actually exist, they're just may not be in yet, or also it's more likely because the mission system can probably not handle tracking like those super minute tasks really quickly how they would need to be. Like the moment you lock onto someone, it should be like, oh, good job, and things like that. So they're just the straight up starting line for combat based players. I don't know. This is just very weird. So let me know what you think, if you've read the notes, if you've played Evo at all, and kind of how it is. But this mission set is exactly what these kind of players need, and all the way through their play cycle, because it goes from fighting like C8s all the way up to fighting a Polaris. Like there's different levels of it. So there's so much opportunity for voice lines and the game knowing that you interacted with it in certain ways to like say good job, or hey, give you a suggestion, maybe you should try this, things like that. And none of that is there. So it's the right idea, but as usual with CIG, a rushed and incomplete execution, I think. And with that, let's go into the roadmap updates. Now, unfortunately, the roadmap came out on Wednesday, and the Evo patch that was NDA'd came out on Tuesday, and I think the only reason it was NDA'd was to make this roadmap seem interesting for a day or something. I have no idea. But basically, this is them laying out what is going to be in 4.1.1 in a lot of ways. So space combat missions are their focus for this patch. That is their focus. And then there's this ambush mission thing, which is pretty cool, that I did not see in Evo at all. And it basically says, hide from something and attack a high value target as they pass by. Not sure what a high value target would be considered at this time. Is a high value target something that has good cargo in it? Is it a hard to kill target? Is it high value because when you kill it, the bounty is really high? We'll have to see when we actually get these. And once again, I did not see these in Evo. If you did and I just totally missed it, leave a comment down below and I will comment on it so it goes towards the top. And then UEE training missions, those are the ones that we just talked about, right? I thought at the time that these were going to be a really new player experience type mission, and the first mission or so at least is attempting to be, but again, missing the mark a lot on that. And then there's a redacted one, which I assume is some sort of event type thing, and we'll have to see what that is. And then the rest is released. So they just updated the roadmap to let us know what was released from the last roadmap. And no, I don't think this is padding the roadmap update like I feel that they've done in the past. It's just part of the update. When they, cards have to switch, they want to let you know. So don't get mad at them for doing anything like that. But again, this roadmap update felt obviously lacking. 4.1.1 in general feels a little bit small, and that's okay as long as those 100+ fixes are actually being fixed. I think a lot of the criticism of CIG right now is very obvious, and it is, hey, Hathor came in, you had to change the whole server structure, you had to do a bunch of things, and the stability, the year of stability, and all those things are not happening. They do not exist. It does not feel good, and the game felt worse than it did previously in a lot of ways. So that's what this patch should be, right? It should be taking all of the instability that was injected into the game, or all of the problems, and fixing those, along with the ones that should have been getting fixed when 4.1 dropped in the first place. So that's all we got for roadmap updates. No video updates this week, so let's move into other updates where we'll address that a little bit. All right, and we start out with a sneak peek, and there is, I don't know, this appears to be something like Wicklow favor, and maybe it's a new asset for it, but yeah, so just like using a new asset, but there's some clearly new form of currency in the Evo patch for Wicklow as well. The name is actually escaping me, so leave a comment down below if you remember what it is, but it certainly looks Banu related, and they seem very focused on Wicklow stuff. So yeah, what do you guys think? Any other guesses of what this might be down below? Sometimes you guys really nail it when I have no clue, and it's super fun. So leave a comment down below on that. And then there's a sneaky extra sneak peek in the newsletter. They showed the Volt SMG in the roadmap section of the newsletter as well. So maybe this means that it's in 4.1.1, but we just saw the roadmap update. There was no indication that these would be in 4.1.1. So no clue there. Hopefully something happens with that. Then we'll go to dev posts, and the first one is about the video content, and this is kind of a fun one. 2 weeks without show content, and people are starting to get restless. I really don't know if it's the lack of shows or the lack of content in the game, but it also, it could be just like the lack of discussion around the future of the game, right? Features, things like that, like pushing the game forward, because the game doesn't feel like it's being fixed. So if it's not being fixed, you kind of want to see it get better at least. And yeah, the game has always exclusively thrived on what's next and not what is here right now. It's always been what it could be was what motivated people to be excited about the game, right? And when you're watching it not becoming what it could be and also still being unstable, it's got to be pretty frustrating for people. And yeah, so people are starting to cry out that, this is unacceptable and blah, 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 blah. I don't know what you expect Jared to do with the current state of things, but at the very least for me, I've said this many times before, probably a good time to do an SCL on the tier 0 implementation of item recovery, like touching more on people's questions about tier 1 and 2 in the future. But I imagine that they just want to keep that vague so they can change it in the future based off of feedback, based off of how we're experiencing it and stuff like that. But yeah, another one is crime stat issues, and of course there is a PvP event, so there will be PvP issues, and well, in Star Citizen there will be people on Spectrum and Reddit and everywhere complaining about PvP. But to be clear, I've gotten crime stat 3 plenty of times. It's just I've been able to pay that crime stat off, so I think that's what people have issues with here. I'm not really exactly sure, but players are complaining that PvP at the PvP area isn't coming with enough consequence, and I'm starting to think that these events should have just been in Pyro, right? And maybe this would have not been as much of an issue because it is incredibly PvP focused. So I don't know. So in the end, it is true that you can't file crimes fast enough. So this is the issue that, is kind of coming up here. But anyone else think at this point it should just be like automatic if you're in a monitored zone? Why do people have to do this? Like, if it's against your party member or in the future like your org member, then that's a little bit different. But if it's against a random, I feel like it should just be automatic. I personally like choice, as I don't give stats to other players. But yeah, it's probably time for that maybe. And then the next one is refueling. This one is simple. And you may have actually already known this. I didn't, but well, I kind of did, right? But I never noticed the actual ports for it. But the plan is to have both ship and hangar-based refueling ports on our ships. So people were wondering what some port was on the new Golem, and Mark answered about it here. Just curious though, how do you feel about having to manually refuel your ship in the hangar in the future? I do not want that at all, at all, at all. I like using the Mobi-Glass and it just happening automatically. Drones come in and make it look more real, go for it. And I'd be happy with that. But that'll do it for this week's Week in Review. So leave a like, leave a comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed it. And I'm going to go before I sneeze on this outro. So say bless you, or however you would say that in your language if you're watching this today. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next